And ready, graphic open. Come into the graphic open in 10 seconds. 2, graphic open in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it.
And then graphics in 20 seconds. Out of open in 15.
15 seconds.
Out of open in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Coming in cameras in
5,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we're back.
What up?
What up?
Everybody, welcome back to Ready, Take Live, your favorite live show about live shows. So, let's be real. I know it's been a minute since you've seen us. You can go ahead and tag me. I'm going to talk for a minute, Walsh.
Cool.
So, a lot has happened. We've been busy on jobs. People have gone on vacation because it's summertime. And then also, we have some sad news, but some exciting news. Our fearless leader, Rob Baynard, Bobby B, has gone and started a new live show called Now This Morning. Let's go ahead and show that, Walsh. Now This Morning, yay! You probably have heard of Now This. It's one of the top millennial social media networks, I guess is the best way to say it. Yeah, social media networks. They have the farthest reach of any network for social media. So he's gone on, and they have a new show called Now This Morning, and they aired yesterday for the first time. We're very excited. We don't know who Tina is, but she had the best BTS shot on Twitter, so that's what I used. If you can tell me who Tina is, you get points. Also, Rob, if you're watching this live or if you watch this later, I want you to know that we miss you. And you can also send us your questions about what we're actually think we're doing.
Or corrections.
Or corrections, exactly. So, but each of us have a piece of Rob on set with us today. So, I have the OG Ready Take Live binder that's got all of our original plans and our fonts and color palettes and the whole original mission of the show. Gurka, what you got?
I have a bottle of Woodford Reserve.
Backwards.
I know it's not a bottle of Basil Hayden's Dark Rye, and I'll put it forwards for you so you can see it.
And Walsh, what have you got?
I have a big surprise. Surprise pink.
Surprise Pink! So,
Thanks.
Surprise Pink is Rob's favorite gel. And so we had to include that on set as well. So we each have a piece of Rob with us today. And we want you to know we miss you, and we're excited. We've been watching Now This Morning. We love the show. Can't wait to keep watching it. Yeah. Also, you might see that the guys have decided that they also need to wear glasses now.
We must wear glasses.
to make themselves
These are my computer
seem
glasses.
smarter.
It's the only way I could be cool.
Yeah.
So he has computer glasses, and he has for outside, which he never goes outside, so I don't know when he wears those.
My IQ went up 20 points by just putting these on.
Whoa. I should try
20?
20.
It's pretty good.
It is
I'm
pretty
scared
good.
to take mine off then.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start the show with a bit of... what segment are we going to do first, Walsh?
that. Let's do what's going on.
Let's do what's going on. All right. Start off with what's going on. And Gurka, take it away.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, was it? I think we did the Global Climate Action Summit, which we supplied all broadcast services for on the streaming end. It was really an excellent experience. We had a vast array of people coming to speak about climate action. It was wonderful. We had Harrison Ford, we had Alec Baldwin on our set. Our team operated a 3-cam shoot in a studio setting, as well as taking in all feeds from all of the general session, as well as a couple of external locations. It was a real learning experience at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. We learned quite a few things about black magic gear that I thought were kind of interesting. Such as a lot of black magic gear will take full 3G signals at level A or level B format, but we found that there were a few key components to our setup that would not take level A 3G SDI, that being our audio embedders and our audio monitor, which were quite critical in QCing all of our translation feeds coming in and whatnot, and we had to really quickly adapt to figure out a way to handle that.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between level A and level B?
I think level A is a fully encapsulated SDI signal, and level B is comprised of 2 parts to the signal, as far as I understand it, but they're still both single link.
Gotcha. That sounds unnecessarily complicated.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
But yeah, this was all a last minute change too, though. So everything that we had brought was for a very specific signal flow.
Yes. So when we were handed off about 10 or 15 feeds, we had been waiting to find out what the frame rate would be. And finally they show up and it's 1080p 5994 level A. And so that was a bit of a pivot. And I really wished we had about 14 Terranexes on hand. But we didn't, so we changed our entire video standard, re-rendered all of our graphics, and dealt with it.
I think a bit of a pivot is going to be a new segment title.
Bit of a pivot.
Yep.
A bit of a pivot. I can't even say it. Never mind. We'll just start it somewhere. I'm not allowed to talk anymore. All right. Thanks, Skirks. Walsh, you want to talk about what you've been up to?
Yeah, we just did the launch with DJI for their Mavic 2 drone, which looks pretty cool. Let me start the video over here on Tagboard. Yeah, it's their new Mavic Pro 2. They have a partnership with Hasselblad cameras, so they're getting great 1-inch sensors on their cameras. They have 2 versions, the Pro Edition and the Zoom Edition, and they're able to do some really cool stuff now, especially like dolly zoom, which you can see in this video over here. So it just being a great opportunity for people to use these devices to do prosumer projects. You could see stuff in like really fancy YouTube videos, and I'm sure people could use them in real movies too. So we were able to do the live stream of it, and what's cool about that show is let me show you some pictures of what we were doing. We were able to encode in 6 different places, and some of them were translated to Mandarin. So similar to GCAS, we had a really great broadcasting challenge to try to take multiple copies of program and then embed different translations on it and send different things to different feeds. We ended up going to both Facebook and YouTube, and the best part was we were in almost 4K. We're in 1440p, so it was a really great test for our system. It was our first time taking our Ursas out in the field, and we shot everything in 4K, recorded everything in 4K, but aired it in 1440p, and it went pretty smoothly, and the viewership was pretty great too. Here's a still from the actual stream itself. So a lot of people saw it. A lot of people heard from Jimmy Chin about all the great work that he's doing with DJI, and yeah, all around it was a really cool experience.
Cool. I also just wanted to say that quick back to GCAS, the EEG HD 492 iCap encoder was amazing.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, we just updated to this encoder. We'd had something else, and it wasn't working well for us. So we sold that. Check out our eBay if you ever want to buy anything from us. We post everything that we're not using right now on eBay. Don't buy that necessarily. I don't know if that's something. I'm going to stop talking. But the EEG was fabulous. We used dynamic captioning services with it, and EEG sent it to us already spec'd out for that captioner, and the handoff was literally seamless.
Yeah, it was probably the easiest thing I've ever done. It was amazing. And also, I mean, for what you pay for an EEG encoder, it should be that easy. And it was. Love it.
It's true. It's worth the money. So now we're going to switch over to a couple of things we've been watching. So stuff that we're not actually participating on, but we've enjoyed watching. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Dancing with the Stars is the best live show on television. They've had some of the best live directors on their show. Alex Strudzinski, I know I'm butchering his name, used to be their live director. He's done Jesus Christ Superstar Live, Grease Live, Hairspray Live. He's amazing. Was just nominated for an Emmy. Did not win. But it's okay because someone got proposed to instead, which was also very exciting. What another great live show directed by Hamish Hamilton, though. That's for you, Rob Baynard. Dancing with the Stars last night, they had their season premiere. And Team Ren 10, Alexis Ren, who's a social media influencer, which I recently learned about because of the show, did their dance. They were like 7th or 8th to go of the night. And about halfway through their dance, the wrong camera was taken live, and it was like repoing throughout the entire room, so you see the whole ceiling of the space, and it was a solid 7 to 10 seconds. Like, it took too long, and when they cut away from it, that other camera also was not on the dance. So I tried to find it for you guys, but of course ABC are amazing professionals, and they have not allowed that to go anywhere, and they've edited it. So it was a beautiful thing to me, though, because obviously my friends are watching and they're like, they don't know exactly what I do all the time. But I'm watching it and have a whole different perspective like we do. And it took too long, but their recovery after the fact was obviously admirable. It's just a beautiful example that live is live and anything could happen. And anything did happen on a major television show. So yeah. What about you, Walsh?
I watched the Fortnite tournament. It was the last week of the Summer Skirmish series because I just started playing Fortnite, so I'm very, very bad at it. But I want to check out how they did their stream, and it was really, really, really impressive. I think, so if you don't know how Fortnite works, it has 100 players in the game, which means if you want to do an esports version of it, you need to be able to take 100 people in. And so they had 100 gameplay captures as well as 100 cameras on them, plus more. Like, they had a studio out in the tent area where they were broadcasting from, and they just had so many inputs. I think it was probably like 230 inputs. So it was a really cool example of where esports is headed too. It's just like really going to put broadcasting to the limits of like what routers can handle that, what switches can handle that. I'm sure there were a ton of sub switches, and I don't even know how you keep track of all of the things going on at once because all this action happens simultaneously. So yeah, it must have been a really, really cool challenge. And yeah, I have some more videos of what their truck looked like, and I think like my brain would explode if I had to keep track of all that.
Your brain would love every single thing that's happening.
Yeah, there's just like so much going on. So and it's a crazy game too because it's like nothing happened, not nothing, but like little things happen, and then a ton of stuff happens at once. So the production team behind it did a really, really great job of covering it because it was probably pure insanity to do it. And yeah, it was really cool to watch.
That looks like fun, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Multi-viewers on multi-viewers.
Oh, yes. Multi-viewers in other multi-viewers.
All right, Gerks.
Yeah, so I recently was really excited to check out the Paul McCartney live stream from Vanderbilt Hall in Grand Central Station in New York. It was beautifully shot. Some really, really... This is a photo of his performance of Let It Be when the entire crowd had candles, not real candles because it's a public space, but it was beautifully done. Looked like they had probably 2 jibs there and at least 3 handhelds. They did a really, really nice job. At one point there was a horn section in the crowd. Really cool. Only disappointment here. Okay.
What was it?
It's in mono.
What?
Womp womp.
It's like,
How dare they?
they've got AMV Titan out there with the Studer Vista in it. It wouldn't be that hard to take a full split or just take, a matrix output from the console in stereo. It's like, yeah, Vanderbilt Hall's a difficult place. It's like we've done gigs there before, and
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff you have to deal with. You have to deal with the MTA, you have to deal with Metro North, you have to deal with
LIRR.
the LIRR, you have to deal with the building. You have to deal with, it's insane. So understandably difficult thing to pull off. But, to just, yeah, you might have a mono system, but it wouldn't be that hard to pull off a mix in stereo and just, pan out the guitars, maybe pan out, your drum overheads. So that kind of bummed me out. I mean, it sounds great in mono, which is cool, but I don't know. It's 2018. Stereo's been around for a long time.
Get with the times.
Yeah.
Well, did we send our stream out of there in mono?
Yeah, it's because it's a corporate event. You're taking mono.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do systems in mono, but it's a thing. It's like just mono out your outputs to the PA if it's a mono PA and do everything else in stereo, in my opinion.
I'm gonna have a benefit of the doubt because wasn't there that whole thing with like the White Album being re-released in mono and stuff? Like maybe it was intentional. I'm just gonna live in that reality.
I mean, it doesn't put you in the concert. The White Album was mixed.
Yeah.
That was mixed in mono, and then they remixed it in stereo. That's cool. It's cool to have the original experience, but I don't buy it.
Shenanigans have occurred.
All right. So, what you've all been waiting for, the whole reason we went live, our Ready Take segment. Go ahead, graphics. Oh, well, you're not hot right
Wah,
now.
wah, wah.
Let's try
Okay,
that
let's
again.
re-rack it.
Try that
Let
again.
me play
Try it
out.
again.
Okay,
Try it
take
again.
2.
All right, go.
That was worth it.
That was so worth it.
Yeah, worth.
Do you
worth
like
the
our new
retry.
Supersource background, guys? I chose this instead of the ones and zeros.
Oh, it floats. It's
yeah,
nice.
it's cool, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. Cool.
It's way better looking than we are.
That's why I put it in there.
Yeah.
So people have something nicer to look at.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of looking at us, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can also check us out on Instagram Live. We won't tell you how, but you can. And
Or
it looks,
you can follow us at LiveX Production to see us on Instagram Live.
yeah. Nobody follows the Ready Take Live Instagram.
There's already Take Live Instagram?
Exactly. So
Cool.
today's problem to solve. The whole idea behind the show, it was like, what are we talking about in the office all the time? What are some things that clients come to us, and how do we answer these problems for them? So I've come up with the problem that I am tasking the two Nicks that you see beneath and below me to solve. So let me read the problem aloud. So we have a client coming to us. They want to stream on Facebook in 720, obviously, but with 4K records. The space can guarantee 15 megabits per second up, and it's a 5-camera show. 2 cameras need to be wireless. The audio is being given to us by the house. The client needs instant clips of a few of the talent acts that are going to be happening, and they want to clip off our audio for podcast release later. For graphics, they only need lowers and opening and closing slates. So I need to know what switcher you guys would want to use, what graphics engine you want to use, what encoder, and what you would bring for audio. So streaming on Facebook 720 with 4K records, 5-camera show, 2 cams wireless, audio is being given to us by the house, and graphics are pretty simple.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, you'd record on camera because we don't have 4K wireless transmission. Output in 1080, or I guess, yeah, you could.
Well, like if you use FS7s, I'm pretty sure you could just output a different
Different
thing than what
center,
you're
different output.
recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can just like wirelessly stream or like use like bolts or Hololens or whatever to
Yeah.
send out 720, even though you're recording to camera. 4K, I would probably also, I believe, I would have to double check, but I believe like you could set one output to be different than the other
I
on the
think
FS7.
that's right. Yeah,
so,
you might have to use HDMI.
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
yeah. So maybe I'd like hook up like a flame or something, so you have like a second copy of 4K records. But the whole system I think would be in 720.
Right. But can the FS7 output 4K? Depends on if it's 30 or 60, I guess.
Yeah, it could output 4K. But
Cool.
wait, are all the cameras wireless?
Just 2.
Only
Just
2
2.
are wireless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, obviously, you'd turn exit on the output. Well, if you wanted to do you want to cut? Do you want a line cut in 4K too?
No, they just want the cameras in 4K.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then spit out 720 to the switcher.
Yeah.
And output using Clearcaster, encode via Clearcaster.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring a Clearcaster encoder. You're going to use FS7s with bolts.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to bring to switch the show with?
ATEM. Yeah. Might as well.
All right. And what are you going to use for graphics?
I'd probably bring. It's pretty simple, so I'd probably just bring vMix and just do like key fill out of it or something. So like keep it simple.
Yeah. And I'd use probably use an audio DA like Whirlwind DA to spit out for the podcast record. I don't know. Use it to. Actually, I just bring it into Dante in the console, and then I use Dante Virtual Sound Card to record front of house feed.
Cool. How are we going to make clips of the
Softron.
talent segments right away? Softron?
Softron or well, are they for
the-
playback or are they for just social?
For instant handoff social.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
Softron.
Yeah, Softron would be all right. You have to render it down at H.264, which could take like a second, but yeah, you just like pump ProRes out through the system. It would be 720 because nothing 4K is really leaving. And yeah, you just like pull out of the switcher 720, and then into a Softron recorder or something, and then record that ProRes, and then you could edit while ingesting on Premiere, and then just export H.264s from that.
Cool. Because we always are known for slight overpacking, what like Swiss Army knives do you think you would bring in case client had any extra things that they wanted to do?
All the Terranexes. All the Terranexes.
All three of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get to the show. We've got some stuff. Who the frick is messing with my screen right now? Okay. Anyways, somebody's having a good time somewhere. All right. I mean, we're having a good time here too, though, so it's fine. We get to the space. We got everything we need, and we have Terranexes, apparently. We're going to be live in about an hour. Client has come to us with a couple more requests.
Of course.
Yep. Now client wants to be able to send our feed to multiple screens throughout the venue. House Audio is using input EQ to correct house PA problems, and it's coming in mono. And they want to add YouTube at 1080 last minute as a stream.
More Terranexes. Luckily, we brought those
Yeah.
Terranexes.
them.
What do
Yeah.
the screens need?
The screens can take the 720 feed.
Oh, great.
And we would probably want to throw in one of those little, the new TV Studio, or new ATEM switcher, the small one.
Oh, the TV Studio 4K Pro.
Yeah, because that can scale any input and output.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, but you didn't bring that. All you said you wanted to bring were Terranexes.
yeah, but we brought it anyway.
Retconning
Let's
it.
The office, the stream is actually just across the street from the office. So
you just run back.
run
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
we called Alexis and we said, "Hey."
Can you bring us this?
Yeah. Yeah, the house audio thing, you'd probably have to go up and talk to the A1, and ideally you would have communicated with them beforehand, but if they're using input EQ to correct output problems, that is a systemic issue that I don't think we can fix before a show after sound check. So ideally, we would have some sort of an interrupt in the audio feed that we're receiving. So ideally, you'd have a console or some type of processor in line. Mono, it's fine as long as it's not music, I think. And so you'd probably have to correct for some anomalies in the system, and possibly if their amps are too high, you will have to bring up the level because they're mixing pretty low. That's all I've got so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then did we talk about the last minute YouTube live stream 1080?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't bring any other encoders because all we brought was the Clearcaster.
But you have an extra
But
vMix.
you brought Terranexes, guys. So
Yeah, I brought. That's great. We could see it at 1080, but we can't put it anywhere.
Exactly.
But I think, well, if it's in the future and Clearcaster has an update, that's where I'm going with this. If it's 2020, because Clearcaster eventually will probably be able to go to YouTube and Facebook, so you could probably just, and it can already do 1080p30, so you could just use that for the YouTube and the Facebook and just use that to stream to multiple platforms. And you should be well within the 15 because you'd probably do Facebook at like 4 megabits per second and the YouTube at like 6 or so. Maybe even, you could probably cheat it and go less because they want that for 60 frames a second. So you could probably do like 5, and you still have like 5 megabits of overhead.
good job. I was going to come back to that and be like, but have you thought about how
Always
bandwidth you
thinking,
have?
Mike
Always
Wazowski.
thinking. Always thinking. Okay, cool. You guys solved the problem pretty well.
What do we miss?
I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't bring that. You have to go and get that other switcher for yourself if you want to bring the TV Studio 4K.
or you switch it off an aux and you just
in the second
See,
movie.
that's what I
throw
was
the slide
looking
in.
for. Yeah,
You get a
exactly.
clean switch there.
Exactly.
And that's why
Good
you brought
job.
a real switcher,
Not a fake switch.
Not a
not a software switcher because you have enough outputs.
settle. Yeah, no, that was great, guys. I feel like that's something that we face pretty often. All of those
Another day at the
problem
office.
solving. Like all of this problem solving. So yeah, thanks for watching that. Anywho, there's one last thing that I want to do, and I hope that it's in vMix because we didn't talk about it beforehand, but it was on the folder that I gave you. The streaming awards happened, and Stream Dudes had a whole thing we put on. You should have voted for us. Apparently not enough of you did because we didn't win most things, but that's fine. But one of us did win, and he won big time. Graphics? Did you pull
I
that when
have literally
I gave it to
no
you?
idea what you're talking
You
about
have
right
no
now.
idea what we're talking about.
This is the first time I'm hearing of
So,
this.
He's gonna get that graphic again for me.
He's digging around there, but back behind his
Turn my mic off.
So I'm gonna put this in Superstore so people see you doing this.
This is the Walsh pose.
This is my fault. I didn't communicate it. I was trying to keep it a secret and thought that by putting it in the folder of things that you're supposed to pull from, that you would just keep it.
Now we
Have it.
learned.
This is what happens to Walsh every day.
Every day. Walsh, I thought you were just gonna do it for me.
Is that Global Aubrey? No.
Nope.
What was it called?
Andy named them. It's the streaming awards. It's
I wasn't on the drive.
not on the drive. Andy says it's on the drive.
The RTL202 GFX folder.
Yep.
See, I don't see.
Say Nick Nagurka on it.
No.
Well, I'll just say it then.
Did Google Drive not download it? Google
Silly
Drive
Google
strikes
Drive.
again.
Oh. Well, our very own Nick Nagurka won Best Male Co-Host of the Streaming
What?
Awards.
I didn't know that.
2018.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Finding out live.
It's a really cool slate that is not going to be able to be seen by anyone. But if you want to watch the Streaming Awards, you can. You can probably just Google Streaming Awards and it will come up. Because I think they're the only thing that's called Streaming Awards. Thanks, Stream Dudes, for taking care of that. Stream Geeks. Stream Geeks. Oh, God. Streaming. I think it's Stream Geeks. Oh, no. It's Stream Geeks. Thank you so much for the award. We're very proud to have him. And we know how humble he is about these things. So,
I'm very proud, actually.
all right. We've taken up enough of your time. Andy, how long was this show?
Too long?
26 minutes. Guys,
Boom.
we
All
did
right.
it. That was great. Okay.
Get out of here.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you guys so much, and girls, so much for watching. And in true Ready Take Live fashion, I think the only way to sign off is to say, we wish
you the best of luck on your next live production.
Roll the credits.